Hello, and a very warm welcome to Unleashing Your Inner Dragon. Talks on Bruce Lee, psychology, philosophy, and the powers of personal liberation. This is the second video in the series Bruce Lee's 7 Pillars of Success. In part 1, we looked at the memory and the importance of memory. So in this one, I'm going to focus on what Bruce Lee had to say about the imagination, in many ways what people would consider the flip side of memory. We have a memory and we have imagination. So this is what Bruce Lee actually said about imagination. Recognizing the need for sound plans and ideas for the attainment of my desires, I will develop, key word there, my imagination by calling upon it daily for help in the formation of my plans. So clearly Bruce saw the imagination as a tool, a very significant tool in his inner world, rather than something that, as is true of most people, just runs. For most people, have thoughts. They don't think. And that distinction is one that I consider to be so important. There's a huge difference between having thoughts and thinking. Having thoughts is an automatic process. If left to its devices, as it were, the human mind has thoughts. As we talked about in the last video, some are memory thoughts, but often they're imaginative thoughts where we start imagining things. And human beings often fall into a great trap of imagining lots of negative things happening, how things could go wrong, why things could go wrong, etc. Now, in terms of planning, well, that's okay. I mean, to plan well is a great idea, but that's not what most people do. So what Bruce is calling for here is to use your imagination as a tool. It doesn't matter in what area you pick in your life. Every aspect of life, you can use your imagination to make it better. You can envision, you can create different scenarios that will improve your life. Bruce, when he was training in martial arts, began to imagine new ways of fighting. He thought of new ways of combat. Hence, we now have Jeet Kune Do, which grew out of him beginning to create something new, which is what the imagination does, or should do, positively for us all. It's the creative. It's the reason we have what we have in the world. Whatever you think about what we've got in the world, aircraft, cars, telephones, televisions, internet, you name it, it's imagined first. That's the way it starts. Everything, yes, everything starts with imagination. And Bruce, when he moved from the arts into movie making, imagined something different. He imagined fighting on the screen very differently. I mean, the classic Way of the Dragon fight with Chuck Norris is a work of art. It's devoid of the stupidity of a lot of the films that the Hong Kong industry were producing at the time, with people, suspended in the air and doing 400 somersaults and holding 16 swords, etc. It was real, but it was dynamic. It was fantastic. So your imagination is something you need to work with. You need to utilize it. You need to work in harmony with it to create things, because I firmly believe that the creative mode is where Bruce Lee lived. And the creative mode is a mode of happiness, contentment, and joy. If you're creative, there's no room for problems. Human problems come when people sink down into the world of negative imagination and negative memories. Stay above all that. Stay way above all that. So, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.